What if the freedom you were promised inside a crypto IRA XRP was nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion? On paper, an XRP retirement account looks flexible, designed to let you hold crypto while building your future. But when markets crash and panic sets in, the so-called liquidity you've been counting on can disappear overnight. Custodian delays, hidden restrictions, and devastating penalties can trap your savings at the exact moment you need access most. Wall Street will never highlight this risk, because it shatters the story they've been selling for years. In truth, liquidity isn't guaranteed. It's conditional, and those conditions are stacked against you. Stay with me until the end, because in this video I'll reveal how the XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement promise of flexibility could cost you everything. Part 1. The Silent Drain. Custodian fees. The first myth of control inside a crypto IRA XRP isn't about liquidity at all. It's about cost. Every retirement account promises growth, but behind the curtain, custodians quietly take their cut. Transaction charges, storage fees, and maintenance costs seem small at first, yet they compound over decades. By the time you're ready to retire, thousands or even tens of thousands could have vanished from your XRP retirement account without you realizing it. This is no accident. Wall Street understands that retirees rarely read the fine print. They design fee structures to be invisible in the short term, but devastating in the long term. For investors who believe an XRP and IRA guarantees security, the truth is brutal. The custodian often profits more reliably than you do. Think about it. If your XRP Roth IRA balance rises, they still win. If it falls, they still win. The system isn't designed to protect your independence. It's designed to monetize your trust. And while these fees quietly bleed your account, they also set the stage for the bigger lie, that liquidity will always be available when you need it most. Part 2. Volatility and the liquidity illusion. Wall Street wants you to believe that placing XRP inside a crypto IRA XRP transforms wild volatility into calm, steady growth. But the truth is simple. Volatility doesn't vanish. It just changes shape. When prices soar, your account statement feels reassuring. But when markets collapse, your XRP retirement account can shrink faster than you ever imagined. And here's the trap. Because it's locked inside an IRA structure, you can't move quickly to protect yourself. Liquidity and marketing brochures look smooth and instant. In reality, it's bound by custodian approvals, tax rules, and penalty triggers. You might think your XRP Roth IRA balance is yours, but the moment you try to access it early, you'll discover penalties and restrictions designed to keep you stuck. Instead of freedom, your money becomes hostage to conditions that benefit institutions, not you. For many investors exploring an XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement, the illusion of liquidity is the cruelest lie. The account may appear flexible, but in the moments of crisis, the very times liquidity matters most, it can vanish, leaving you powerless. And that loss of control is only one layer of the trap, because beyond volatility and liquidity lies an even greater danger, the shifting maze of tax complexities. Part 3. Tax complexities, hidden beneath the surface. On the surface, an XRP Roth IRA promises simplicity. Contribute after-tax dollars, grow tax-free, and withdraw in retirement without penalties. But reality is far more complicated. The IRS maintains a shifting maze of rules, and any misstep can cost you dearly. For those holding a crypto IRA XRP, the risks multiply, because digital assets are still under evolving definitions that change year to year. Imagine thinking your XRP retirement account is safe, only to learn that a reclassification turns yesterday's compliant move into today's taxable offense. Early distributions can trigger not only income tax, but severe penalties. And if your custodian mishandles reporting, the liability doesn't fall on them. It falls on you. The trap is believing that the system guarantees fairness. It doesn't. The very promise of a secure XRP in IRA Roth IRA retirement can unravel in a single IRS update. You don't control the rules, and the rules can shift without warning. This is why the idea of tax-free security is misleading. What you really have is conditional security, and the conditions are stacked against you. And as dangerous as tax traps are, there's another layer waiting to ensnare investors: the illusion of liquidity when a real-world crisis hits. Part 4. Real-world liquidity crisis. Liquidity is not tested on sunny days, it's tested during storms. Many retirees enter a crypto IRA XRP believing they can always access their savings if needed. But the truth reveals itself in moments of panic. When markets crash, custodians face delays, platforms freeze withdrawals, and IRS penalties loom over every early move. Suddenly, your XRP retirement account isn't a lifeline. It's a locked box. Consider the 2020 market panic when brokers limited trades, or the 2022 crypto exchange freezes. Investors holding XRP outside retirement accounts at least had the option to act, even if painful. But inside an XRP Roth IRA, choices are restricted by tax codes and custodial rules. The liquidity you were promised evaporates precisely when it matters most. This isn't just theory, it's a structural flaw. The system is designed so institutions can protect themselves first, while individuals carry the heaviest risk. For retirees counting on an XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement, this illusion can turn catastrophic. Freedom in name becomes dependence in reality. The hardest lesson? By the time you realize liquidity isn't yours, it's already too late. And that's exactly how Wall Street prefers it, because while you're trapped, they're already moving on to the next profit stream. Which leads us to the next hidden truth: the institutional advantage built into every retirement vehicle. Part 5. Institutional advantage. Every promise of safety in an XRP Roth IRA carries a hidden cost. The system is built to favor institutions over individuals. Custodians, brokers, and Wall Street firms don't just manage your retirement, they profit from it at every stage. Your crypto IRA XRP is structured to provide them with steady income streams through fees, spreads, and penalties. And when regulations shift, they have teams of lawyers and lobbyists to adapt, while you're left scrambling. An XRP retirement account marketed as secure actually creates dependency. Institutions decide the rules, and those rules always tilt in their favor. When markets swing, they have tools to hedge and exit quickly. You, on the other hand, face delays, restrictions, and tax consequences. The playing field isn't level. It never was. This imbalance is not accidental. It's by design. The financial system thrives on ordinary investors believing they have equal access, while in truth, their options are limited. For anyone holding an XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement, the danger is clear. You absorb the risk while they harvest the reward. And if that sounds unfair, it is. But the problem doesn't stop with Wall Street, because even when the rules are written, they can be rewritten overnight by policymakers and regulators whose decisions reach directly into your retirement account. Part 6. Policy and regulatory shifts. Retirement accounts live and die by rules, and in the case of an XRP Roth IRA, those rules can change without warning. The IRS and SEC hold the power to redefine what qualifies as a compliant investment, how it must be reported, and when you can access it. For a crypto IRA XRP, that uncertainty is magnified because digital assets remain under constant regulatory debate. What's allowed today can be reclassified tomorrow, turning yesterday's strategy into tomorrow's liability. Your XRP retirement account may appear safe, but its future depends on decisions made in boardrooms and government offices you'll never enter. When policies shift, institutions adapt quickly. They hire teams of attorneys to protect their interests. You, however, are left exposed. A simple change in distribution rules or asset classification can trigger penalties, tax burdens, or even frozen funds. This is the trap of dependence. Believing your XRP in IRA Roth IRA retirement offers stability ignores the fact that the stability itself is conditional, subject to regulators and policymakers who do not share your priorities. And as history proves, those shifts rarely favor the individual. Policy uncertainty is more than background noise. It's a direct threat to your independence. But the greatest danger isn't always external. Sometimes the system doesn't need to trap you. Your own psychology will do the work for them. Part 7. Psychological traps. The most overlooked danger in an XRP Roth IRA isn't hidden in fees or policy shifts. It's hidden in the human mind. Investors open a crypto IRA XRP believing they will stay disciplined for decades. But when the balance of their XRP retirement account rises, greed whispers, "Add more, you're safe." When it falls, fear screams, "Get out now, before you lose everything." These emotional swings often trigger the very penalties and losses the system is designed to capitalize on. For retirees depending on an XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement, the psychological weight is crushing. You're told to think long-term, but watching your account drop 30% in a single month tests even the strongest nerves. Many panic, withdrawing early, paying heavy penalties, and locking in losses. Others freeze, unable to act, hoping the system will somehow rescue them. Wall Street knows this cycle well. They profit from optimism during the highs and from despair during the lows. The structure is built not just to trap your money, but to trap your emotions, keeping you tied to a system you no longer trust but can't escape. This is why psychology may be the most dangerous trap of all, and nothing proves that better than the story of real people who trusted the promise, only to discover the hidden cost when it was too late. Part 8. A real story of lost liquidity. Linda was 58 when she decided to secure her future with an XRP Roth IRA. The brochures promised growth, tax benefits, and most importantly, flexibility. She believed her crypto IRA XRP would be her safety net, the account she could lean on if markets turned rough. For a while, it seemed to work. Her XRP retirement account balance grew steadily, and she felt confident that she had finally found stability. Then came the crash. XRP lost nearly half its value in months, and Linda wanted to move her funds to protect what she had left. That's when she discovered the truth. Her custodian required days of processing. Early withdrawal rules meant she faced severe penalties. And because of IRS restrictions, she couldn't touch her money without triggering massive tax consequences. The liquidity she thought was hers had vanished. By the time the process was complete, her account was worth far less than if she had simply held XRP outside retirement rules. Her XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement wasn't a shield. It was a trap. What Linda learned the hard way is what Wall Street won't admit. Liquidity in these accounts is conditional, and those conditions are designed to protect institutions, not individuals. Her story is not rare. It's the hidden reality behind thousands of glossy promises, and it reveals the final dividing line every retiree must face. Will you remain dependent on the system, or will you claim the independence to guard your own future? Part 9. Dependent versus independent investor. Every investor who enters an XRP Roth IRA eventually faces the same question. Are you dependent or are you independent? Dependence is easy. A crypto IRA XRP offers glossy brochures, smooth sales pitches, and the comfort of thinking someone else is protecting your future. But that comfort comes with a price. Hidden fees, shifting regulations, and restrictions that lock your XRP retirement account when you need it most. Dependence feels safe until the moment it betrays you. Independence, on the other hand, requires awareness and responsibility. An independent investor doesn't blindly trust institutions. They recognize that an XRP in IRA Roth IRA retirement is a tool, not a promise. They study the risks, demand transparency, and prepare for the traps others ignore. Independence means controlling your destiny instead of outsourcing it to Wall Street and hoping for the best. The difference is more than financial, it's psychological. Dependence keeps you reactive, waiting for others to decide your fate. Independence puts you in command, even when the system shifts beneath you. One path leads to vulnerability, the other to resilience. The real choice is yours. Remain dependent on a structure built for their advantage, or become independent enough to guard your retirement on your own terms. And that choice leads us directly into the closing truth, the vision that ties all of these lessons together. Part 10, Closing Truth plus Vision Line. We've pulled back the curtain on the silent fees, the volatility that never disappears, the tax traps waiting in fine print, and the liquidity that vanishes in crisis. We've seen how institutions tilt the game, how policies can change overnight, how psychology manipulates investors, and how real people like Linda discovered the harsh truth too late. We've drawn the line between dependence and independence. And now, the choice is yours. An XRP Roth IRA is not a promise of freedom. It is a structure filled with conditions, restrictions, and risks that serve others before they serve you. A crypto IRA XRP may look like security, but security without control is an illusion. Your XRP retirement account is only as safe as the awareness and discipline you bring to it. And if your XRP and IRA Roth IRA retirement is built on blind trust, then your retirement isn't free. It's vulnerable. The greatest risk is not XRP itself. It's believing someone else will protect your retirement. True freedom doesn't come from glossy brochures or Wall Street's marketing. It comes from vigilance, knowledge, and the courage to take control of your own future. That is the vision we share here. Independence, built not on illusions, but on truth. You've now seen the truth behind the liquidity lies, the hidden fees, the volatility disguised as stability, the shifting tax rules, and the institutions that always put themselves first. You've seen how psychology can trap even disciplined investors, and how real people like Linda discovered too late that their XRP Roth IRA was not freedom, it was dependence. But you are not powerless. Knowledge is your first shield, and community is your second. At XRP, Today USA, we're building a movement to expose what Wall Street hides, and to prepare you for the independence they don't want you to have. So don't let this be the last step. Hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join our community so you never face these battles alone. Share this video with someone who's thinking about an XRP retirement account or a crypto IRA XRP, because they deserve to know the truth before the trap closes. And drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story may help someone else avoid the same mistakes. Remember, the greatest risk is not XRP, it's believing someone else will protect your retirement. Protect it yourself, with vigilance, with courage, and with the power of community.